Let's bring in House Judiciary Committee Chairman, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, that comment from Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, it not only exposed the left-wing liberal sanctimony, but the maleficence that we've had to deal with, and the reason that the United States of America is in the trouble it's in, and the job ahead, the difficult job ahead for President Trump and his team as they try to pull us out of this downward spiral, starting next week.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love what the senator said. Look, we've all made mistakes in life. We're all saved by grace, and you know, that amazing grace. So I get that. I do think that the people President Trump is bringing forward, nominating for these key positions, I thought Pete did a great job today, but the people he's bringing forward in all these positions in the cabinet are the folks who represent what the American people voted for on November 5th. They want folks who will run these agencies where the agencies respect we the people, not these agencies being weaponized against the very people they're supposed to serve. That is the fundamental attitude across the board. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Todd Blanche, Pete Hegseth, you name it. They understand they work for us, the American people, and that's the attitude that I think, again, is on display with the folks President Trump has selected.
You know, Congressman, and it's great to see you again. This has been a lawfare 4 years, legal warfare. They even brought up specious, and I'll use that nice little legal word, charges and allegations against Pete. I mean, this is ridiculous. Democrats just can't seem to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I always call it the template that the left has. The left will tell a lie, big media will report the lie, big tech will amplify the lie, and then when you tell the truth, they call you racist or some other names. And we always see that same template rolled out in these confirmations. They went after Kavanaugh, they're going after Pete, I assume they're going to go after Kash. I mean, it's just the way the left operates. The good news is the American people have seen through it. And they've seen through it largely because they've witnessed what the left attempted to do to President Trump, all the way back to 2016 when they spied on his campaign. And then, of course, the 4 crazy lawfare cases, Alvin Bragg, Fani Willis, and the 2 cases from Jack Smith that everyone knows were bogus, ridiculous, lawfare political operations. So I think all that now, the American people are way past it. And that's why, I think it's one of the reasons that Pete did so well today. He came in there confident, knowing that the American people have seen through the BS and understand what's going on.
Tomorrow, Congressman Stephen Miller is going to meet with you and the rest of the Republican Study Committee. Tell us what you expect to discuss with him. I know that of the 100 executive orders that President Trump is planning to unleash day one, much of that will be focused on immigration, and that is what Stephen Miller is, his central job is.
Right.
But also, people are trying to poo-poo the rapid deportation that can happen, but 1.4 million illegal immigrants in this country right now have deportation orders in place. So what else are you going to talk about?
No, to that point is, I think, so fundamental. There are people who came here illegally who did crimes. They certainly should be on the top of the repatriation list. And then there are the ones you just mentioned. Over 1 million individuals have had their case in front of a judge, and a judge says, you don't qualify under the laws of this country, you are not allowed to stay. That's where this all starts. So that the executive orders President Trump will, I think, put in place on day one will be to get back to the Remain in Mexico, get back to saying we're going to focus on building the wall, those things that actually we're going to detain people, we're not going to release. Because remember, January 20th, 2021, Joe Biden, day one, he said he undid those 3 key things. No more wall, no more Remain in Mexico. When you get here, you will be released. Everybody came, 10 million people came over the 4 years. They're going to restore that. And then we're also, I'm sure, going to talk about the elements that need to go in the reconciliation package to make sure we secure the border like we promised the people we were going to do and what they voted for on November 5th.
You know, Congressman, Tom Homan's talked about these mayors, these governors, they're building plans. California's spending $50 million to Trump-proof, all of this and more. But the legal side of this, these NGOs and some of these officials are violating federal law. And for everyone out there, remember, Stephen Miller started out by exposing the fraud, the lies in the Duke lacrosse rape case. So he's well known for going for the legal truth here. What are you going to do in House Judiciary to back Homan up?
Make sure, I think we need an audit of these NGOs and what they're up to and how they interact with the various government agencies, particularly what took place in the Biden administration. One of the things I think we're obligated to do under our Constitution as the legislative branch is to do oversight. We're going to look back at some of the things, not just in the immigration area, we're going to look back at some of the things the Justice Department has done in other areas. We still think there are answers that the American people deserve on the whole school board situation where they were, investigating moms and dads showing up at school. But we think there's investigative work and oversight work to do to look back on this memorandum written by the FBI that said if you're a pro-life Catholic, you're an extremist. So we think there's work to be done on the Inspector General report that came out last month, which said 26 confidential human sources here at the Capitol area on January 6, 2021. 17 of them went in restricted space, 4 went in the Capitol. So we think there's a lot of work to do there, not to mention what you just mentioned in the area of immigration and how these NGOs operate.
And sometimes on judiciary, all it takes is just a firm stance. Because I want to move on to the world's biggest asset managers have had enough of their climate crusade. So this is the Net Zero Alliance. Really, This was Larry Fink at BlackRock's, his little baby. The Net Zero Alliance, this climate group, has now essentially kind of disbanded, suspended its operation after BlackRock became the biggest money manager in the nation to bail on this green climate-focused alliance. The group said this, quote, recent developments in the U.S. have led the alliance launching a review of the initiative to ensure it remains fit for purpose in the next global context. Maybe it was the Judiciary Committee that called it a cartel of financial firms and climate activists that were colluding to impose their radical ESG goals on U.S. companies. Congressman Jim Jordan.
No, you're exactly. We had a witness testify to that. A comparable organization, Climate Action 100, had a number of people leave that organization as well. And we asked him on the witness, why were people leaving your group? And after him and hauling around, the witness finally said, well, it's because of your investigation. And we know this works. We know this works because we investigated the censorship operation that was going on. Big government, the Biden administration pressuring big tech to censor conservatives. And we know it works because Mark Zuckerberg wrote me a letter 4 months ago where he said the Biden administration pressured us to censor. We did it. We're sorry. We ain't doing it again. And then the statements he's made recently about what was going on there just shows you how bad it was. So yeah, sometimes just doing what the Constitution requires, doing our jobs, you can stop this woke cartel that was pressuring companies to collude and stop oil and gas production. You can stop the censorship. It's what we're supposed to do, and we're proud of the work we were able to do in the last Congress, Republicans on the Judiciary Committee, and we're certainly proud of the position President Trump and Elon Musk and others have taken in defense of the First Amendment.
These dopes. They're so smart. They're so stupid. They didn't realize collusion's illegal. But you exposed them. Congressman Jim Jordan, great to see you.
Thank you, Congressman.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Take care.